Welcome to the program Global Weekly News, serial number 51. Next week, I will be completing 1 year of delivering this Global Weekly News. So, now we go to Global Weekly News, serial number 51. First item, the Wall Street Journal of America gives false news on Cuba. Let us see the details. Wall Street Journal is a giant corporate-owned newspaper in America. The newspaper alleged that Cuba and China had reached a secret agreement to build a spying base in Cuba. Cuba's vice foreign minister held a press conference on 8th June, wherein he rejected the accusations leveled by Wall Street Journal. He said that the information of a spying base is completely dishonest and unfounded. The report in the Wall Street Journal called the alleged agreement a new geopolitical challenge by Beijing to the USA and claimed that the eavesdropping or overhearing facility in Cuba, roughly 100 miles from Florida, would allow Chinese intelligence services to scoop up electronic communications throughout the southeastern United States, where many military bases are located, and monitor US ship traffic. From Cuba, you can monitor United States ship traffic in southeast USA. So this is the spying base the Wall Street Journal alleges. Vice Foreign Minister of Cuba stated in the press conference that all these are fallacious promoted with the deceitful intention of justifying the unprecedented tightening of the blockade, destabilization and aggression against Cuba and of deceiving public opinion in United States and the world. So now we are going to see a revolutionary event in India, that revolutionary event in Kerala. K-Phone in Kerala. Kerala's Left Democratic Front government has initiated a new project of K-Phone, the first in the country. Unlike Jio, Airtel, Internets, etc., K-Phone will enable the entire people of Kerala to avail internet connectivity at a very cheap rate, irrespective of whether they live in urban areas or rural areas. A few years back, Kerala LDF government declared internet portal as a basic right. This portal is free for the poor 20 lakh people of Kerala. The list of first batch of beneficiaries under preparation. During the COVID-19 period, only online education was possible. Many places, including most of the rural areas, had no internet connectivity. K-Phone system is expanded to tribal areas and other so far not connected places. Local bodies will identify the free beneficiaries. 39,000 government offices will get this K-Phone portal. K-Phone project of Kerala is welcomed all over the country. A few years before, a Sikh paper mill was nationalized and made viable by Kerala's LDF government. In Kerala, more students are getting enrolled in government schools. Kerala government is giving more importance to education, public education. Digital education is progressing well in Kerala. Government officials and the employees of cooperatives are giving training to the people regarding the use of internet portal jointly. Kerala has progressed much in education. Kerala's literacy campaign is very famous. In a capitalist country where giant corporates control the media, Kerala government's new project of K-Phone is quite revolutionary. Comrades, people in USA are not breathing fresh air or pollution-free air. Air is so much polluted in the United States of America. Let us see that. 99% of world's population breathe dusty air as per World Health Organization. Every year 70 lakh people die due to air pollution. The sky in New York City has become orange-yellow due to the brutal wildfires, forest fires in Quebec region of Canada. Canada is neighboring country to America. So air quality index has increased to 377, the worst in New York history. On 7th June, New York City was the worst polluted city in the world. Due to climate changes, temperature also rose. When United States was a colony, the tribal indigenous people knew the art of controlling the forest fires. The colonialists destroyed the forests to get timber. In a capitalist society, forest resources have become commodities to enhance the profits of the capitalists. Developed countries like United States of America shall utilize more and more renewable energy like wind energy, solar energy, etc. But they are still using the non-renewable energy of coal, gas, etc. By this, the global warming is on the increase. Joe Biden is encouraging the use of coal, gas, etc. for energy production, which cause more pollution. Poor and marginalized people are getting much more affected by smokes of the forest fires because they live in the open areas. The rich people live in sealed houses with air conditioned facilities and all that. Therefore, they are affected less. Comrades and friends, America-China relations are getting worsened. The defense minister of China declared that China is ready for talks with the United States with open mind. The only precondition is mutual respect. On 3rd June, United States and Canada conducted joint naval exercises in South China Sea. The warship of China, LY-132, passed across the path of anti-missile ship of USA. Indo-Pacific Command released a statement in which it said that Chinese ship had violated the safety rules of the sea. China's foreign minister's spokesman Wang Wenbin said that US indulged in provocation first and then China responded for that. United Nations Convention 87/1 is on the freedom of navigation. China had signed in this convention, but United States has refused to ratify the convention. Still, US warships often traverse across South China Sea in the name of freedom of navigation. After a few hours after US and Chinese warships crossed the South China Sea, the Defense Minister of United States, Lord Austin, spoke in Shangri-La Hotel in Singapore to the heads of armies of the Asian countries. He said that any country can go to any sea and any airspace. China's defense minister retorted that US warships did not come to South China Sea in an innocent manner. They came to provoke China. Lloyd Austin, the defense minister of United States, Lloyd Austin convened two meetings. One, US, Japan, Australia tripartite meeting, and then another meeting inclusive of Philippines to plan for encirclement of China. In 2008, US founded Quadrilateral Forum. In 2017 November, India also joined Quadrilateral. Quad. US is threatening China's sovereignty. Comrades and friends, we are going to Colombia, South American country, where there is a progressive government led by Gustavo Petro, and the far right forces in Colombia try to go on attacking the progressive government. We will see the details now. The far right forces in Colombia have begun attacks on the Gustavo Petro's progressive government in Colombia in a coordinated manner. People in thousands rallied in the streets of Colombia in support of labor, pension, and health reforms initiated by Gustavo Petro, the president. Major trade union confederations gave the call for this support of the people. Therefore, the people got mobilized in thousands in the streets. The attacks on the reforms come from traditional political sectors linked to economic interests which do not want changes and social reforms to take place. The reforms are the cornerstone of the historic Pact Alliance, which campaigned during 2022 presidential elections. The historic demand from social movements in the country for expanded access to healthcare, education, dignified jobs, and pensions intensified during the 2021 uprising in Colombia, wherein hundreds of thousands were on the streets across the country to demand an end to neoliberal policies in these sectors. The reforms have been met with staunch opposition from the right-wing bloc in the legislature and in the media. Former far-right president of Colombia, Alvaro Uribe, brought a law for the privatization of the country's health system when he was the president. Alongside the debates surrounding the reforms, the right wing, in coordination with the mainstream media outlet Semana magazine, has exploited a scandal involving a domestic worker in the homes of government officials and demanded the resignation of Gustavo Petro, the president of Colombia. In recent years, progressive governments across Latin America have been facing increasingly aggressive attacks from the conservative opposition. The Colombian government and the leftist guerrilla group, the National Liberation Army (ELN), on 9th June signed a historic agreement in Havana, Cuba, on a 6-month bilateral ceasefire. This agreement came because of the initiative of Cuba. The parties also reached an agreement on the participation of civil society in the developments of the peace negotiations as well as in verification and monitoring mechanisms. The agreement marks a turning point in the history of Colombia, which has been plagued by violence for over 60 years of internal armed conflict. Many nations like Cuba, Venezuela, Bolivia, etc. congratulated the parties which signed the agreement. So the progressive government in Colombia tries to establish peace, internal peace also. This is a very good step of the progressive government of Colombia led by its president Gustavo Petro. Next item, we are going to Africa to see what's happening in Nigeria. The new president of African country, Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, in his inaugural speech on 29th May, stated that full fuel subsidy will be withdrawn. This has created a shock all over Nigeria. One can see long queues in petrol diesel banks. Before the fuel subsidy is taken off, people want to purchase at the old rates. So therefore you can see long queues. Nigeria has got oil resources, but all the 4 oil refineries of Nigeria are under repair. Bola Tinubu, the president, won the presidential election in a controversial manner. Only 27% of the voters voted in the election. Nigeria is spending a lot on fuel imports. Inflation has risen. The increase in the price of petrol has not only affected the rich people. Many establishments like hotel, etc., they use diesel generator. Because of the diesel price hike, the common people also are affected very much. Youth population is more in Nigeria, but government has not repaired the oil refineries by making new investments. Due to World Bank and IMF conditionalities, privatization and withdrawal of subsidies are happening in Nigeria. Comrades, we are going to see the Ukraine war now. due to the breach in the Kakhovka Dam in Ukraine. There is a dam in Ukraine, Kakhovka, and that dam, there is a breach in that due to some war crime of somebody. On 6th June, heavy damages occurred. There was a blast in engine room of the hydroelectric project. 80 various settlements around the dam are flooded. Who has done this war crime? Russia or Ukraine? Nobody can say. The canal carrying water to Crimea of Russia, that is also affected. Ukrainian President Zelensky attended the Group 7 meeting in Tokyo as a guest. Then he attended the Arab League meeting in Jeddah of Saudi Arabia. He took part in the European Political Consultation Summit in Moldova. French President Emmanuel Macron said that Ukraine shall be admitted as a member of NATO. But Germany said that when the war is going on, why should we admit Ukraine as a member? So, but 98% of the military supplies to Ukraine come from NATO countries only. Actually, Ukraine war is not between Russia and Ukraine. The war is between Russia and the NATO. Battlefield is in Ukraine. Lastly, we see the anti-war demonstration in Germany. Around 10,000 military personnel and 250 aircraft from 25 countries are participating in NATO's Air Defender 23 exercise. The 23 means 2023 exercise scheduled from June 12 to 23. Anti-war groups have called it a provocation. On 10th June, hundreds of activists from various anti-imperialist and anti-war groups as well as the Communist Party of Germany marched to the airbase in Hanover to protest the NATO's Air Defender 2023 exercise. The military exercise will result only in war escalation. The demonstrators demanded ceasefire in Ukraine and beginning of peace talks. They also demanded the withdrawal of US nuclear weapons in Germany. That's all this week, comrades. We are ending Global Weekly News 51. Next week, 1 year completion of Global Weekly News. Welcome all of you to next week's program, Global Weekly News, serial number 52 next week. Lal Salam, comrades. Thank you.